ECCP, unbuilding force, surface common excavation, structure excavation, common soil, foundation fill, embankment from borrow, common soil, subgrade preparation, common materials. Part F, bridge construction includes the following: reinforced steel grade 40 and structural concrete, class D and 20.6 to 8.28. Part H, miscellaneous structures includes the following: furnishing and placing topsoil, reflectorized and plastic pavement parking is white, reflectorized and plastic pavement parking is yellow, double arm solar LED roadway lighting, 200 watts and a 12-meter pole, and delineators with reflective sheeting. Part 3C, finishing and other civil works includes the following: cement plaster finish, painting works on masonry and concrete, and CHB non-load bearing, including reinforced steel, 150 millimeters thick. That would be all the stages.
Okay, thank you very much. So we have discussed this, no, the requirements for bidding documents, the basic contract data. These two things are very important in this private conference, considering that this explains all the details of the projects that we're going to bid. For this, may I ask the representative of the contractor if they have any query or clarification as far as the basic contract data and the requirements of the bidding documents.
Chairman, before we ask the representative of the contractor, I'm reiterating sa mga contractor to not, they are prohibited to downbid the facilities for engineers and service leaders. So reminder lang. Kasi napansin ko na yung mga daanan, magkakaroon ng almost 1 year ng 100 lang. So kung ano ang EBC ng service rental at saka facilities, yun na yung dapat ipindala dito sa kasi I mean, for kasi hindi din sila takot na inigit kasi gawa nga na pinagigit nila yung nila. Doon kasi nila binababaan. So, which is bawal kasi hindi ka naman makarintal ng pick up for 1 month na 5,000 lang. Na 4x4.
Sa planning, ano masabi natin dyan? Considering kayo rin ang nagagawa ng program.
Rental from vehicles, facilities para sa engineer, be competitive yung fixed rate amount of
Dapat fix yun.
So please put on record that we had informed in this previous conference about the fixed quotation on the facilities and services rental. Okay. So
siguro natin nasa bill for disqualification.
yes, this will be considered in the post qualification of the submitted bids to consider the scrutiny of the bid of bidders for the facilities and service rental, because if it will not serve the purpose of having such provision of such fees, no, and it will upon evaluation, no, it will affect the implementation of the projects. In even you are the lower bidder, we will consider disqualifying the bid. Is it okay with the members of the bids and awards committee? How about the contract representative of the bidders? Do you have any additional input on this or any comments?
Okay, sir, we understand.
Okay, so thank you very much. So I was asking a while ago about any clarification or of the representative of the bidders pertaining to the discussion of the bid documents requirements and the contract, basic contract data. Meron po ba tayo? Yes.
Facilities.
Yes, na fix yan.
So, sir, excuse me. So, prior to our estimate, we must know also the ABC of the
Yes.
vehicle, so we can
It will
we can
be
give
reflected.
the accurate one pricing. Then I have also a question, sir, because before we attended the project, I forget the name, but it was re-advertised. So we already pay the plan, so what will happen to that one, sir? To the payment? Can we refund it?
Yes, we will discuss this with the office about your query, ma'am, regarding the fees. No, if I think if the reason, no, of the readvertisement is not within the fault of the bidders, then we may ask for refund or siguro the equivalent, equivalent no, fees na ma-replace po natin if finish. No? So we will evaluate. No? So I also understand that we have so many re-invitation here. No? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So for this, no, na-analyze din natin ng mabuti ko. Pakita natin. Or the
Some project is result of later. Tapos yung din dyan sa example, dito modification, tapos yung iba, yung decision ng back by every dahil sa para ma-recollect yung sa RDA station.
so it's not all about the programming. So yun naman so yung may nakikita ko dito mga asphalt overlay, do you have any restrictions on this? Meron ba dahil supplier dito sa asphalt overlay? Kasi some of these are also repetition.
Yan sa i-require natin sa mga kontrako na dapat natin sila lahat dito.
Okay, so it's to be documented, you know, about the tariff plan in the locality, especially where the project is situated, most advantageous. You know. So with that, is there any more?
The accreditation.
So it's also the BRA's accreditation. So nandiyan yan sa documents natin, you know. So to all the contractors, no, or the bidders, the prospective bidders, please do review the bidding documents, no, para di po tayo ma-disqualify sa ating mga submissions ng bid proposals po natin. So kung wala na po tayong clarification, we'll proceed to the other agenda. Ano, ma'am? So okay, no, so we have heard a discussion on the documents to be submitted by the bidder, such as the technical proposals and the financial proposals. These are also very important to be heard or by the bidders, no, considering that this may cause disqualification, no, upon evaluation by the bids and awards committee. Kung hindi po natin nasubmit yung tamang documents or yung documents na sinubmit natin na pagkukulang, it will usually cause the disqualification of the bid proposals of the prospective bidders, no? Especially at first, no, we will remind the bidders to please update their records, no, sa CWA for the discussion, may I acknowledge Engineer Janila Mariel Romano and Engineer Orco Malasarte. And also Engineer Vanessa Jade Salazar.
First, failure of certificate of registration and membership in accordance with section 8.5.2. Second, state if the bidder is not previously enrolled. Bidders class A and class B documents not covered by the failure of certificate in accordance with section 4.8.2 of the CPM. This document should include, among others, the following information required: IRR section 25.2. The valid pickup license or special pickup license. Statement of all ongoing government and private, including contracts awarded for market service. Statement identifying the bidder's single largest contracts. The net financial contracting capacity, computation of statement of total assets and total liabilities, the joint venture agreement. B, the bidder is previously enrolled in a vehicle to aid of the type of any of this class A and class B document. This pertinent document should be approved. Here is the security that describes form, amount, and validity period. And lastly, the eligibility requirements under section 23.
Good morning, everyone. For the technical requirements, first is the organizational chart for the contract to be bid, signed by the authorized managing officer. Second is the contractor's list of key personnel. So these are the project manager, project engineer, DPWH accredited materials engineer, construction safety officer 3, and construction foreman. For project manager, kindly include a copy of the TIN ID or TIN ID card. For safety officer 3, with mandatory 40-hour basic OSH training course applicable to the industry, an additional 48 hours of advanced or specialized occupational safety training course relevant to the industry. So the list of key personnel should be submitted together with the respective qualifications and experience data, which the work experience is similar to the project being procured. And this personnel must meet the required minimum years of experience set in the bidding documents. Third is the list of contractors' equipment unit pledged to be used for the contract must be supported by proof of ownership if it is owned or for lease agreement. In case of lease equipment, a lease contract and affidavit of commitment should be submitted with the lessor or owner as the pledger of the equipment, stating therein that the equipment will be available for the duration of the project. For purchase agreement, the description of the equipment to be purchased, such as brand model, type of equipment, motor number, body number, and the capacity must be indicated in the document. All documents in support of the ownership of equipment pledge and other documents photocopied from the original shall be clear or readable, and it should be authenticated or certified through copy as needed during the post-qualification process. So all bidders or contractors are required to fully comply with the contract minimum equipment requirements as prescribed in the bidding documents. A complete technical description of their pledged equipment, whether owned or leased, such as but not limited to the engine number, year, model, chassis number, plate number, production and load capacity, availability, and operating condition. In addition, bidders were also required to state in their bidding documents the particular place or site where the equipment are located. That failure to comply with the said requirements shall result in the bidder's automatic post-disqualification. The contractor must also submit a certification of the availability of equipment, whether leased or owned, that the equipment is available and ready for use in the project being procured, duly signed and notarized. Since we have asphalt projects to be bid, the contractor must submit a copy of the certificate of accreditation for asphalt batching plant issued by DPWH BRS Manila to certify that the contractor is duly accredited to operate and authorized to supply asphalt mix to DPWH projects pursuant to the Department Order number 253, series of 2003. Next requirement is the omnibus sworn statement by the prospective bidder in the form prescribed by the GPPB, duly signed and authorized. Next is the inclusion of the minimum testing materials equipment. Contractors are likewise required for the inclusion of the minimum materials testing requirement in the technical component of the bid in compliance with Department Order Number 11, Series of 2017. For additional documents, first is the sworn statement by the prospective bidder or its authorized representative, duly signed and authorized. And lastly is the contractor certification on key personnel as the Department Order Number 9, Series of 2012, duly signed and authorized. That's also.
Good morning, everyone. I will discuss the financial requirements. First is the bid form. It must be in accordance with the form prescribed in Section 9 of bidding forms. Contractors must write the original total price of bid written in figures and words. If the contractor has a discount offered, please write the methodology of your application and indicate the new bid amount written in figures and in words. For the discounts, it will be deducted on the original bid amount and not on the ABC, and the amount written in words will prevail. Second is the bid prices and the bill of quantities. It consists of bid prices written in figures and in words. Third is the detailed estimates. It includes summary sheets indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rental used, indicating also the direct and indirect cost in coming up with the bid. Fourth is the quarterly or monthly cash flow and payment schedule. There is also a prescribed form in Section 9 of bidding forms. Financial proposal that exceed the ABC indicated shall be rejected, and any missing documents in the mentioned checklist is ground for outright rejection of the bid. And please take note that the BAC chairman and the BAC members have agreed that the unit price for the facilities for the engineer for the provision of 4x4 pickup service type for the engineer on bare rental basis will be the same as for the bid documents. Otherwise, the BAC will not honor the bid and be declared as a non-compliant. For the other pertinent issues, first, the contractors must submit one original copy and two photocopies. Likewise, the same must be book bounded and properly labeled, tagged, and paginated as per the O number 90 series of 2002. For those who will use the SPA in submission of their bid, please be informed that we will only acknowledge it if there is a corresponding email of the said SPA from the official email address of the contractors. For the requirements in notice of award, first is the notice with your signed conforme thereon, the required performance security, the required credit line or cash deposit certificate if applicable, the required contractors all risk insurance, the precedence diagram method, manpower schedule, equipment utilization schedule, project organization chart, construction method, and construction safety and health program approved by the DOLE. For the three-strike policy of the department, the provision governing the imposition of administrative sanctions for contractors who commit acts which tend to defeat the purpose of competitive bidding, such as habitually withdrawing from bidding, submitting late bids, or patently insufficient bid for at least 3 times within a year, except for valid reasons. I will also discuss the electronic submission and receipt of bids for the procurement of civil work contracts. For the preparation and submission of bids, prior to the deadline of submission of bids, the bidder shall send a copy of official receipt of purchase of bidding documents in PDF format. An auto reply email shall be sent to the bidder after successfully sending the official receipt to a proper email address. Bidder must prepare the electronic bid in a password protective archive format and submit it to the email address identified in invitation to bid and bid data sheet. The submitted electronic bid shall contain 2 files, the technical and financial proposal, both in a password protective archive format. Bidders must submit their electronic bid using the registered email address in CWA. The password protective archive file submitted must be opened using the password provided by the bidder and must be successfully opened or accessed by the BAC. Bidders shall be given a maximum of 3 attempts or a period of 15 minutes whichever comes first to provide the correct password, except in unforeseen justifiable circumstances. Otherwise, the bidder shall be disqualified. The bidder may also be subjected to the sanction under DO number 17, series of 2015, the three-strike policy, as may be warranted under circumstances. The official email address of our office is electronicbids_r12@dpwh.gov.ph. That's all, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much. So we had covered the documents to be submitted by the bidder, such as the technical proposals, the financial proposals, and also the item number 2 of the agenda, which is the electronic submission and receipt of bids for the procurement of civil works contract. So with this, again, may I ask the prospective bidders around, if you have any clarification as to the requirements that are going to be submitted in your technical proposal and financial proposals.
Sir,
Okay, please.
regarding the SPE server, so if our CRC personnel is not available, SPE is allowed, provided the head office will email the SPE here, aside from the hard copy.
Mag-confirmation na email mo. Yung halimbawa, na may ESPA siya nadala, na notarized, and then mag-email din ang office ninyo na siya ang
Okay.
So, although yung ipapadala nila, hindi nasa
Opo, nasa CRC.
CRC.
Opo.
Okay na yun. Okay. So, malinaw na yun, ma'am. We are protecting yung mga
Yes.
unauthorized submission of bids, no? Maraming gumagawa ng bid proposals na hindi alam na may ari.
Yes.
Kaya we're putting these restrictions. So thank you very much for that. No, is there any more? Hearing none, let us proceed with the third and final item for this meeting agenda, which is the summary of proceedings that includes any bid bulletins to be issued at any. So this will be presented to you by Engineer Janila Mariel Roman.
Summary of proceedings, today's previous events. The basic concept data was discussed to us, the engineer machine started. Performance of leading documents was discussed by engineer Roberto. Documents to be submitted by the bidders. The technical proposal is discussed by yours truly, engineer Janila, engineer Martin. Documents to be submitted for the financial proposal as well as the guidelines for the electronic submission based discussed by engineer. It was also specified by engineer Monroe Pamanaki that it will not that the downbeat for the facilities for the engineer will not be allowed, and the given prices and the bidding documents are fixed and should not be altered, as this could be grounds for non-complying when opening. And then there's also a query from our representative from construction regarding the special power of attorney. It is required that the construction firm will email the said special power of attorney document to ensure that it is authorized by the said construction. And for this 13 civil works project,
There's still one. Yung plata.
in regards for the asphalt project, it is required and it is also included in documents that it should have a BRS. It should be BRS accredited, and also it should be located within the scope of this project. Within the scope of this.
Okay, so thank you very much. Meron pa ka pang additional?
For the schedule.
Okay, so ikaw ba o si Ma'am Shirley? Okay, please continue.
For this discussed 13 civil works projects, this would be scheduled for submission until May 9, 2024 at 7 p.m. And it will be open at the same date, May 9, 2024 at 2 o'clock p.m. Any changes in the bidding documents in the projects discussed will be discussed or indicated in the bid bulletins.
Okay, so the submission or receipt of the bid proposal will be on May 9, 2024 until 10 o'clock in the morning. So any late bids shall not be accepted. No? Kung magdating at 10:01, will not be accepted. We are strictly enforcing the schedule. And then on the same day at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, ibubuksan din. May 9. So we encourage bidders to be there, no, during the opening of the bids or the duly representative, so that in times na during along the evaluation of your bid proposals, kung may mga query yung mga nag-evaluate, no, we can immediately call your attention to clarify so that we can minimize the submission of motion for reconsideration that will cause delay in the timeliness of the bidding process or the procurement processes. And also, we are encouraging, no, kung may mga nanonood man ng mga observer to please join with us in the conduct of the bid opening. Di kayo nakarating ngayon, baka sa bid opening ay makarating, and also encouraging the procurement to please strengthen the conduct of invitation of our observer para meron silang they can also do it online, no? If they cannot come with us here, no, to attend, to join with us physically. So we're done with the discussion, and we're all as provided in the meeting agenda for this pre-bid conference of the 13 civil works. Now, do we have any final clarification before we adjourn? Hearing none, may I hear the pleasure of the Beach and Awards Committee?
For adjourning this previous conference.
So there's a motion to adjourn this pre-bid conference, no, having discussed everything and with all other clarification from the bidders and the members of the Beach and Awards Committee, and this was duly seconded. Being the chairman of this Beach and Awards Committee, I hereby adjourn this pre-bid conference. Thank you very much for your attendance.
Thank you.